Israel is reportedly behind a drone strike on an Iranian military plant over the weekend. This was in a major city.
It happened late Saturday night. The Wall Street Journal and New York Times are both quoting anonymous intelligence officials and saying Israel appears to be responsible for the attack. The Pentagon is denying having played any part in the strike. Tehran called the operation, quote, unsuccessful, saying the facility suffered just minor damage.
And they would say that, wouldn't they? Joining us now with more is Eric Lob. He's an associate professor of politics and international relations at Florida International University. Professor, the region where this attack happened, could you tell us about its significance? I understand it has other military facilities, there is reported to, and why might it be such a sensitive area for the government of Iran?
Well, yes, this city, which is located about 440 kilometers south of Tehran, has major military significance for the government in terms of having nuclear sites, having a major air base, and also having R&D or research and development facilities involving missiles. And so for Israel, this is a security concern because, and even, of course, for the United States and for Ukraine in terms of concerns regarding these missiles getting into the wrong hands, whether it's actors in Syria and Lebanon on Israel's border, or whether it's even missiles that could go directly to Russia for use in the Ukraine.
And Eric, if Israel is behind this drone strike, as has been reported by multiple journalism sources, what do they have to gain by attacking Iran in this way?
Well, I would say that they have really three things to gain. Number one would be to maintain their qualitative security edge in the region in terms of trying to set back Iran's nuclear missile and drone capabilities. Again, that could end up in the hands of adversaries that are right on Israel's border in Syria and Lebanon. The second would be Israel, and the timing is very interesting, this attack coming a day before Secretary of State Blinken's visit, would be perhaps to deflect international criticism regarding the domestic events and issues that are happening in Israel in terms of its democratic backsliding and protests and issues with judicial independence, as well as the tensions that are happening that are in part due to this right-wing government's plans to perhaps annex the West Bank, to expand settlements. And then the third issue would be Israel sending a signal that it can be, and again, something it's received criticism for by the United States and NATO countries, that it can be a valued partner in the war in the Ukraine by indirectly helping the Ukrainians if those missiles were ostensibly heading to Russia rather than to other places in the Middle East.
Professor, you've got a situation here where the U.S. is in conflict with Iran in Ukraine because Iran is supplying drones to Russia. We have that reporting. And now you've got Iran and Israel in conflict. And, of course, America is an ally of Israel in this scenario. So we're very close, 1 degree removed from the U.S. and Iran in quite significant conflict here. What does the administration need to do to avoid an escalation?
So, yeah, there's two ways of looking at this. I mean, the U.S. and Israel, rhetorically and even in practice, are on the same page about containing Iran's military expansion. And we saw that last week with meetings between high-level security officials with the United States and Israel, and even joint military exercises with the Israelis and the Americans to signal to Iran that it was taking this issue seriously. On the flip side, though, and we saw this under the Obama administration leading up to the Iran nuclear deal in 2015, there are concerns in the Biden administration of ratcheting up regional tensions, particularly during a time when you already have a war in the Ukraine, you have increased tensions between the United States and China and Asia. And so the United States may look for diplomatic openings to try to mitigate or dial down some of those tensions in the region between Israel and Iran.
All right. Well, we hope they find them. Professor Eric Lob, Florida International University, thank you very much.
Thank you.